So that's not your biological mom. Where's your mama at?
I don't know.
You don't know?
We've met twice.
She made a beautiful daughter.
She sure did. I'm very grateful.
She need to come see about you. Look
I'm
where you
very
at now.
grateful for, the man she chose to have a kid with, and I'm grateful for her leaving. A lot of people, they grow up without a father or mother, and they're like, they look at it like it's a handicap for them. This was the best thing to ever happen to me, my mother leaving. If she would have stayed with my dad my whole life, I would have thought that they would have been arguing, fighting. My dad would have been miserable, and I would have always looked at relationships like, oh, that's normal. The reason I know that's not normal is because what I grew up around is like my stepmom, thank God, like my father met her, and she makes him happy. She makes sure he's okay. Like when I'm not around, and it's like, I'm very blessed. Like if my mother stood around, I wouldn't be who I am today. I am who I am because I was raised by a single man who didn't even know what the fuck he was doing. Figured it the fuck out.
But we gotta give your mama, like, you don't understand, like, maybe you do. It's always that split second that can detour your motherfucking life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, without even, it happens so fast you don't even see it coming, And sometimes, it might, I'm not giving your mom no kudos in what she did. But I would think that you as a grown woman, knowing some of the stuff that you may know now, understand it a bit. Even my daddy not being there, right? Like, I get it. As I got older, I kind of understood.
I understood back then too.
All right,
when I
you're
was
not
5,
with my
I
mama.
understood it.
Women are not the easiest people to deal with, especially having a child with them, cross country. It's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, even to try to deal with,
It was more like when they were getting divorced, she decided to leave because she just didn't feel like being a mom no more. She wanted to go back to drinking, going out. Like she had me and my other sister, and she was like, fuck this, I want to go party. Yeah. So it was one of those situations
where... Your
mama
Russian too?
Yeah. We were in Moscow when this happened, and she came straight to America to, go out. Right before she left, my father took her to court, obviously, for the divorce, and he gave her the option to write off, to give up her parental rights for $100K, and she took it. She signed a piece of paper that basically says she was giving up her rights to me and left. And I think...
She probably needed that $100K at the time.
No, because had she just took me, my father would have been paying child support. I think she was just trying to leave and not really thinking in the long run. So 10 years later, obviously, by the time her money ran out, and she's already been doing a lot of shit.
Because she probably needed that $100,000.
My mom was married to my father, who was very well off. She didn't need to go nowhere. She came with a daughter, and my father fully accepted that girl as his daughter just because that was my sister.
And I want to keep hearing the story because I'm interested.
Yeah.
But without him, she needed that $100,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, your dad was well off. She's not. You know what I'm saying?
No. She would have been well off. Even if she would have just took me and my sister with her, she would have been better off, is what I'm saying. She was willing to take less money just to get rid of us.
It's sad and sick for a person, right? Because it could be something as simple as she didn't want to see his face in y'all. She didn't even want to watch that grow. You look like your dad?
Yes.
Yeah. Like I said, some people don't, like, when you create this hate.
So what about my sister? That's not my father's. Think about it.
Hey, man.
Our situation's very...
Package deal.
No.
Package deal, baby.
Okay,
why break up sisters? But why break up sisters?
So let me ask you this. So you meet a woman, she already has a daughter, and you accept her just because that's your...
I've been there.
Okay.
I've been there.
So then how about when she leaves you, what if she left her daughter with you, who's not even yours? What would you do? That was the situation.
Hey, man. Hey, he accepted it, though.
My father...
Your father accepted that.
Is a great man.
And you know what? Something somewhere down the line with your mom, she knew he was going to accept that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would never put, especially coming into a situation like leave my kid with that person, that's reaching, and I feel you on that. You know what I mean? But, like, why break up the sisters? Hell, she did do y'all a favor. Think about it.
No, that's why I understood it back then. I always felt like she did me a favor by leaving because had she stuck around, it would have been worse for me. But
still fuck with her. You still fuck with her?
My sister?
No, your mom.
We don't speak. So we met again when I was 16. No, so I don't. There's no way for me to reach out. There's only ways for her to reach out. Mm-hmm. So when I was 16, she reached out, And I met her in real life. She took me to a bar, told everybody I was 21, and was like giving me vodka and shit. I'm thinking like that's not normal. Like my father would
Russian
never.
Shit right there.
It's not. That's what's crazy.
Some Russian shit.
It's not. It's really not. Like maybe
y'all don't like vodka?
No, I don't drink vodka.
Well, you drank it that night, right?
No. No, I just remember thinking like something's not right with this person. Like she was like arguing, people fighting, like she was acting crazy. And then when she tried to fight me, I was like, okay, now this is crazy. Like my father doesn't even hit me, and this bitch who I've never met before in my life is trying to fight me. Like, so I think it's just
that's different. Yeah, I feel you on that. I ain't gonna lie.
Like that's different as fuck. Like to see your mother,
because it sends you mixed signals. Yeah. It's like I love this person. I don't really know him, but I know I'm supposed to love him. Exactly. And now you over here treating me like I ain't shit.
Because when I met her, I had an open heart. Yeah. Like I understood my stepmother is my mother.
I feel but this is still the open.
This is still the woman that gave me birth. So I gave her a chance. But every time I gave her a chance, she would hurt me in so many ways or hurt my father. And my thing is, bro, do whatever you want to me. But once you attack my dad, who did nothing but took care of your kid after you bounced. So then obviously, again, she didn't hit me up for 10 years.
So your stepmom raised her as well?
No. By the time my father met my stepmom, my sister's 10 years older than me. Okay. So by the time they met, my sister was old enough. My father bought her own house, bought her a car, put her through college.
I fuck with your daddy.
And all the money he was giving her for college, she was basically buying drugs and liquor and was lying about going to school. So my father gave her more money. He was really trying to save my sister. Because he looked at it like, okay, that's not my daughter, but that's my sister. So he did it on the strength of me. So a year ago, my sister passed away. And this is after years and years of doing drugs and liquor, just like my mother. So that whole side of my family, my mother's side, is like alcoholics and drug addicts. And my father, when I was growing up, was always worried, like, and would tell me, be careful drinking or doing anything because you have that gene in you where you got to be careful.
An addictive personality he feels you may have somewhere down the line.
So I have always been super careful about anything, but my sister was always like super into drugs and drinking, and she's been through so much shit, and finally she ended up passing away, and her daughter was there to see it.
How old was she when she passed?
5. My sister?
Yeah.
She's 42.
Damn, you said she left, was it 5 you said? 5 years old?
Yeah, she had a daughter, which my father was even surprised, like, damn, how did she get pregnant? Because she had... she'd been doing drugs her whole life. He was like, I'm surprised she even got pregnant. But obviously my niece is beautiful. And my sister ended up passing away. And I'm like thinking, I wonder if my mother even knows her daughter is gone. Like I had no way of reaching her. So maybe like a month ago, I don't know where I got I got a letter under my door because I was staying in my old apartment in Brooklyn. I got a letter on my door and it was her phone number. So she had somebody come and leave a phone number, I guess, for my father, because every once couple of years she'll hit up my father and be like, you know what, you only gave me this much money, I could have gotten way more, like you still owe me money. And my father's like, bitch, that was 20 years ago, are you stupid?
All right, so you see it, we just hit 500K. You know what that means? That means you gotta subscribe and get us to 600K, because we are dangerously close to 666K. Let's go.